What's going on, everybody? This is Darian with DariensCreationz. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content. If you want to contribute to my channel, let me know what I can do to help you. If not, I will continue to do me. Today I want to talk about the untitled artwork that many of us have in our digital library on apps such as Art Studio Pro, Procreate, Adobe Photoshop for iPads. I have a few more. What are they called? Metabang, Paint, just lots of apps. We probably have plenty of untitled artwork or things that we don't finish, unfinished, not just untitled. You don't have to name it, but it's just unfinished artwork. We all struggle with that. It does not matter your skill level. You can be a beginner, a recruit. You can be a dungeon master. You could be prestiged already. It doesn't matter. You're gonna have something you didn't finish. Some drawings I've seen on YouTube, it took the creator months to finish it. It's not something that you bang out in 4 to 5 hours and call it good. And we're not all like wizards like that. Some of us are. And I understand for those people, it's really hard to grasp why it takes you so long to finish something. We're not all there yet, dude. Freaking chill out. So I want to talk about my stuff. So let's go ahead and open up Procreate. That's a familiar app that most people have. So I'll go ahead and open up Procreate. I am using the 12.9-inch 2021 iPad Pro. I have the latest version of Procreate, 5.3.1. I do not want to restore any examples of artworks, although for some of you, I think it's good because, matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and show you right now. So these are things I've seen before. So this girl's head in a freaking LGBT bubble, I guess. I don't know if that's what I'm looking at. I've seen this one years ago. This is pretty cool as well. This is a lot. There's a lot going on. I could not do this in 3 to 4 hours at all.
Nope.
I wouldn't even want to. I'm already stressed out looking at it, right? Same. I could also say something right here I noticed. These are obviously in review mode. Let me see. They look very, very low resolution. Oh, no, they're the same resolution. It just looked like crap on the preview mode like this. Like this one looked blurrier to me. Either way, that's fine. I don't want them, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of them again. Good light. So, bye. These are mine. Now, I did this one a few days ago. I was just having fun with this bird from a reference image I saw on Pinterest. So I did that and totally fine. It does not look like a realistic bird. I was not trying to go for a realistic bird. I was trying to do something fun, something different. I'm still not done with it. You can still see the outline of the wings on the left wing on the top where I was just kind of scribbling in some stuff. And then I have this eagle, which is probably my favorite drawing I've done. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did do this in about 4 hours worth of time, but I did it over the span of 2 days. And it was supposed to be a project for a friend. So that's kind of why I personally rushed it. And I wasn't even requested for this. I just did it on my own. This one I did a couple months ago. If you can tell, I don't like color as much. I'd rather do black and gray than color. Color theory is something I understand a little bit of. I don't have down. I can't apply it the same. This eagle is the same as this one. Same reference image, same everything, and I kept it. Now this one took me 4 hours to do over the span of 2 days. This one took me a little over 7 to do over the span of a few weeks. And they're almost a year apart or something. I did this in November of 2020, and I finished this one in August of 2021. So almost a year to the date that I've done that, and I can see a huge difference in just these two alone, and that's fine. I did this bird maybe a month ago, and there's plenty of unfinished artwork. Completely. If it's probably untitled artwork, it's because I had no intention on finishing it, or I was just sketching and having fun with it. And I do have fun with just sketching alone. I do not like finishing everything. I like just seeing, can I grasp the concept of what I'm trying to draw? So like this hawk eating a snake with a cross on its neck that I threw on there, and just random stuff, right? Just had fun with it. Gave it some freaking head tassels wherever the feathers would be. On certain other birds, they have that. So I just did that. This is a peregrine falcon that I started, and then I stopped. Here's a velociraptor. It's only in here. I know it's not a bird. I don't even believe it used to be a bird, or birds came from these, but it's still called raptor in it, so I just put it in the aviary. It should belong in the reptiles and amphibians folder. But I have lots of untitled artwork, lots of unfinished things. Yeah, that bird looks cracked out. Some things I'll have 2 or 3 of. This one right here, the one right above it, the same thing, and then it's also the same thing over here. I titled this golden eagle for whatever reason, and it's nothing like a golden eagle. It's not even an eagle. This one, I just named this one Hawk maybe a couple days ago, and I'm not even done with it. But to even see this to that one, I drew this 3 years ago while I was on the plane flying to Italy, and I thought that was so cool. And then I drew something like this. I think it looks a lot better. However, I'm not done with it yet, and I need to get more inspiration. I might come back to it, see something, and then say, you know what, I'm gonna take another stab at this, and I'll do that. Lots of untitled stuff, lots of unfinished thing. This was something I saw from like the Instagram channel Nature is Metal, of a vulture just pretty much perched on top of like a water buffalo, and then there's even a little fly in this thing. So I was just like, yeah, I did that, and I left it alone. I not once came back to it. I did this whenever I did and left it alone. Will I ever come back to it? Possibly. And one of the things I like to do with unfinished art, and they're all over. It doesn't matter if it's one of my favorite things to draw, birds, cats, portraits, or something like that. I even have a lot of cats in here. Today being January 16th, this one right here, this tabby cat, it's not even a tabby cat, but that cat specifically, I drew almost a year ago. Tomorrow will be 1 year I drew that cat. And if I was to talk about some of my first cats I ever drew, like this titled Happy Couple, that looks nothing like where I wanted it to be.
Nope.
I used a reference image I found on Google Images or something like that, and I went from stuff like this to a little bit better, where I thought this lion was as realistic as it can get for me. I found out it's not. This female lioness, she looks pretty butched up. She's got a lazy eye. They both look wrong. Her lips are wrong. Her bottom jaw is tore up. Her ears are jacked. This male lion, yeah, I don't know what the heck I was thinking, but I'll probably keep this regardless if I ever try and finish it, because I may redraw this image again by looking at it one day and saying, hey, you know what, I think I'm definitely somewhere else in my artistic career where I can redraw that with a lot more detail, probably a lot faster as well. And I went from something like that to this, and it definitely has a lot more realism effect to it. I understand a lot more about lion anatomy having drawn this, but it was the building block. So I couldn't get to this one unless I was initially on this one. So this is where I got comfortable of understanding what lions were in my head. Without looking at reference images, I have drawn a few different animals before, purely off of just information of me downloading in my head of what I thought the lion would look like. That's just my felines. I have reptiles, like so this frog. I've seen this before and I really liked it. I've seen this frog kicking it on a lily pad. I really liked it. I tried to add some different textures in it. I don't really like the image overall, but I liked it at the time I've done it. And so people say, is it finished? I'm like, yes, it's finished as I'm gonna do it at this moment. So yeah, I have a lot of untitled artwork, or unfinished artwork, if you will. That applies to portraits with people. I probably have more portraits than anything that are unfinished. And a lot of these are strictly heads. They're nothing elaborate. There wasn't a finished piece. I don't have anything like that roughly. Some of them I use reference images. I'd say 90% I did. This one right here, I just drew off the top of my head. I didn't even think about it. I just started drawing and I was like, oh, that looks cool. Next, I opened up an entirely new document and probably drew some other creature for all I know. But I may come back to this and add to it, and then that will help me. And I don't even know, now that I'm looking at it. Let's go ahead. Now that I'm actually looking at this thing, I have no clue what the hell I'm looking at in some of these. Like, so I don't know what this is right here. It made sense to me at the time. I can't really see where the hair would stop. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's a different color right now, but let's go ahead and just pick this color right here. You know what I mean? Like, I know it doesn't wrap around the ear like that. It's probably gonna go back completely behind the ear. As a matter of fact, let's kind of, you know, do something like that, at least for me. And so I drew this. It's unfinished. It's untitled. I have no clue where I want to go with it. It may be bigger. It may be something where I actually make it smaller and then add more body to it. But for now, I'm going to leave it just like that because that's where I was when I was last inspired by this specific one. I drew this maybe a week ago of trying to develop a new style or just do something. And yeah, I stopped right here as well. And there's a lot I'm missing from an anatomical standpoint on this. The neck is really, really butch or thick. It was supposed to be a female, but I can see how this could be a little bit of a cross between a, you know, like an androgynous looking Asian person. I was going for an Asian look. Hopefully I nailed it. If not, oh well. And this goes with a lot of things. Like, so this one, I literally just roughed this in, threw some colors on it, and I was like, I like it. I threw it online and I called it good. So this applies to a lot of my art. And a lot of us use Procreate, as I stated before, but some of us will use another app called Art Studio Pro. This is Art Studio Pro. This was something I started a couple days ago. It is definitely unfinished. It is not close to being done, but it was something that I wanted to mess with color. And because I didn't want to jack it up too much, I have the original right here. This is the one that if I was to say, let's go ahead and show you kind of a quick playback of what I was doing, you will be able to see like the actual, hold on, so that didn't work. So this isn't working. So I'll do that, right? So you see how I have the rough, and then I'll drop the opacity on that layer and kind of come in and add some more fur, some more detail, whatever I can. And, you know, just kind of go with it like that. And that's that. And I was like, you know what? I think I like it, but I don't want to mess it up. So I'm going to duplicate it and then come and do another one altogether. And that's where this one was at. I also stopped here, went back to the original, and decided to export it to Procreate. And I went in Procreate, I added it to, for some reason, my dog folder. And this is it. So this is the exact same koala that was drawn in Art Studio Pro. It is now in Procreate. And you can see here, it is still unfinished, but I will eventually get to it once I probably do some more anatomy studies or some color theory or how to add more fur texture to it. And those are the things I struggle with, and that's why I tend to not get further than I need to. So I think personally I've got to the point where I can draw something. I can draw what I see enough for my art style. I'm not trying to do complete realism or hyper realism. I just want it to look like not a kangaroo. Right, so if I was to show you that, and if you said, dang, is that a kangaroo? I know I need to start practicing more of drawing. But when I do draw things or people, people will tell me, oh, that looks nice, that's a really cool fill in the blank. Even my phone or my iPad will recognize that it is supposed to be something. If I was to go to my photos library and type in lion or eagle, if I saved a drawing that I actually sketched in, it will recognize that as an eagle or a lion. And to me, that's pretty rewarding because at least it knows that looks like a lion and not just something I scribbled. So yeah, don't worry about your untitled or unfinished artwork. Keep it around, not all of them, but keep some of them around so you can use them as inspiration to finish later. If you don't finish later, you will never finish anything. Now, everyone's going to assume you need to finish all of your artwork, and that is false. Some of them are literally just building blocks for you to get to a certain level of building your confidence. And like I said, I love to see my old artwork, as trashy as it could be, because it helps me look to see how far I've come. And that's and I don't need to finish it. If it looked like trash then, it's gonna look like trash now. But I may redraw it, and then I'll put the side-by-side comparison of this is where I was at, and this is where I'm at now. And that is very rewarding. So don't stop, don't quit, keep scribbling, keep sketching, keep drawing, keep painting, keep studying, keep watching YouTube videos, keep subscribing to channels, and please hit the like button, help out this YouTube algorithm. This may help somebody else as well. So what I'm gonna probably do right now is draw, and yeah. At this point, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might go in here on this hawk that I messed with before. These feet are way too big. They look swollen. So yeah, I might mess with this hawk and just kind of have fun with it, and you know, get rid of some of my other lines. What's up with this? Get rid of some of my other lines on it and try and add more detail. And yeah, I need to learn how to do rocks too. So yeah, either way, that's my video for the day. Help me out, and hopefully I see you guys next time. This is Darian with DariensCreationz, and I'm out. Peace.